dum, dum. Okay, everything seems to be working. I'm streaming. Okay. So hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Hisame Artwork. Today I'm going to continue coloring a new page, page 67 from our comic book Niels Feynman's Time Traveling Adventures. So I'm gonna pull out a older page just so I have the color palette here. And I am using the program Clip Studio Paint, formerly known as Manga Studio. And it seems it's not been able to connect to my Picarto chat, but I don't know, I don't have many people show up in there anyway. So I think I'll just open it and check it every now and then. Let's see. Picarto. Pop out the chat. Okay. And I have one person watching my stream. Hi there. Let's see if I can zoom it in. There we go. And the couch. I can't get in there. And the frame. Oh, hi, Kirani. How are you? How's it going? Can you hear me okay? How have you been? Can you hear me okay? Oh, and Anna. Hi there, Anna. Long time no see. How are you guys doing? Can you... Oh, that was what I said. It has a bit of lag. How do you know? How do you find this chat? I mean, should I go back to the old chat or should I keep using this one? On our world tour, but was wondering since we haven't much. And good, thank you. Hope you've been well. Can hear you super well. Okay, awesome. You're on a world tour? Are you like actually traveling? That is so nice. I can up your and you post on Patreon, yeah, so I can follow your updates. Yeah, sure. I haven't posted anything there because uh, people said that they were okay with my blog and just updating there. But sure, I can definitely keep on posting on Patreon as well. It's just that I haven't gotten any interactions on Patreon, you know, so I thought, oh, okay, so people are following me on my blog only. And sort of, it's a very slow progress world tour. It certainly shall be world tour though. Oh, that's so nice. Super happy for you. So we're at page 67 of the comic, so that's awesome. I'm hoping this summer I can finish chapter 3. That would be really good if we can stay on schedule. If we do have any more health problems, like I do have some spare pages, and should be good. Yeah, I need to get off Facebook until they change their censorship policy though. I have no idea what's going on. I wrote you on Discord, so I think should be easier then, and I try to get on there as often as I can. And since I'm working on a mod for Stardew Valley, I should have more reasons to remember to get back in there. So I managed to find some modders, and we're gonna do something for the desert there. So it's a pretty big mod, and we're gonna be like 3 people trying to do it. Plus I can pay and tip elsewhere, so until the world goes crazy with I'm avoiding these mainstream social medias these days. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Patreon either as well. I mean, I like the Patreon system because it reminds you to support people. And when I had patrons on Patreon, it was also easier for me to support artists that I liked. But and that I used their reference images, or I used stuff that they made, so it was kind of an easier way to pay and do things. But I don't know what's going on with Patreon. It's kind of went all wacky. I'm not on the PC much these days, and so I'll check it as soon as I get to a PC. And eek, that sounds awesome. Can't wait to see your modding work as always. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't know if you remember, in Stardew Valley there's a desert, and you also have seasons in Stardew Valley, and I really don't like that there's a winter. I mean, it's normal to have a winter, but I'm just so tired of winter. I don't want to see it anymore. So what I've been doing is going to the desert in winter. But the problem is that, you know, there's not much to do on that map. But there is a modder that expanded the map greatly. Made like a huge area, but they didn't fill it up with anything. And I was thinking of doing like Barcelona and the Amalfitan coast. Um, if you know what it is, it's a coast in Italy that just looks awesome, and you have um, yachts and shops and places to swim, and it's just really beautiful. If you ever get to visit Barcelona or the Amalfitan coast, definitely put it on your bucket list because they are beautiful. So I'm gonna try and do something like that in Stardew Valley, but there are a lot of so it's already three of us working on it, so hopefully we'll be able to pull it off. And because I don't know what the other guys are, we just met. We've talked about talking on Discord, so we'll see if we're able to Niels, organize ourselves and do something. I hope you connect with the game creators during all this. That sounds awesome. Well, Concerned Ape has finished with Stardew Valley. He's working on something else, so I don't see him getting involved in this in any way. Maybe the guys that handle the Smoppy, so that is the Patho Child, I think the user ID is. And I have no idea about anything regarding coding, to be honest. I mean, I can manage to do some stuff in the coding, but nothing serious. I foresee you being a great candidate for him to make better games in the future. Well, I want to do my own games. I don't want to do his work for free. But it kind of branched out a lot because, like I said, somebody else already did a mod and I just wanted to fill it up with some content. But as I said, I don't know how to code, and I found someone that does, and he was down for it, so we'll see if we can do something. It's more like fan art appreciated and networking might be a great way to get more views on your work in general, but it's just a thought. Yeah, I mean, it's sad that people don't really care much about new IP, so my content really isn't getting any attention because I just don't have the marketing budget to promote myself, which is kind of a bummer, but yeah. Because none of the people that, I mean, I've made my artist page available to people to find me on Facebook if they want to talk regarding Stardew Valley. And of course, they're only interested in Stardew Valley. They're not interested in anything that I do. Which it's too bad, but I'm not surprised it is like that. Um, I've worked in video games and film before, so I'm not surprised that people um, behave like that. I mean, even for studios, I mean, how many people know about Leica um, and other people that worked for making animations that they like? Like they came to see a movie because it had a star in them, like a famous star that they knew the name of. I have to stop hiding. Oh, it's okay, Kirani, don't worry. It's gonna be okay in the end. As long as we have our health, it's all good. It's unfortunate that the wealthy have censored in chest. They don't have to be. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad what's going on YouTube as well. A lot of people have been upset about it. I never made any money on YouTube, so it's not really changed for me. Um, it's a bit sad, that only subscribers I new subscribers I get are for my Stardew Valley content. None of it is for my art content. And it makes me really sad about, about June, because her art is so amazing and she's so talented. And unless she does portraits of famous other actors or something like that. Oh, the train, gotta close the door. There we are. Yeah, I mean, that girl went nuts on H quarter. A lot of people badly affected. Yeah, that was really crazy. Loving the mermaid theme this month. Yeah, I love it too. I spoke with June and she's gonna let me paint her little kid with the squid doll to do it this Saturday. So I really look forward to coloring that illustration she did. Choo choo, yeah. I'm glad it's not during midnight, so we only get trains like in the middle of the day, which is okay. So yeah, like I was saying, it's pretty sad that I don't only get for IP that is known, like tags that are known. The tag original content, nobody cares about that. While on 2 it was an important tag, like people cared about original content. While on Facebook, on YouTube, not so much. Yeah, it's a bummer what's going on. I'm curious how much longer it's going to last this way until they change things. Because the algorithms are super bad for anybody that wants to do new content. See your guys' content, all these famous rich icon events. Stupid news. The internet used to be so much better. I don't know. I really don't see a difference, to be honest. I mean, you've been longer than me on the internet, so maybe you know something that I don't. But it seems to me like it's always been like this. I of course I could be wrong. While we're looking at the internet, while we're looking at the internet and other websites, they're only going to keep doing it until it's profitable. Yeah. I'm so sad that, 2 went bankrupt. And I'm so sad about all the people that, were bad mouthing it. Like, they couldn't see a good thing when it hit them in the face. Keeps giving me bad company business. They just keep pushing it. Yeah, it's a bummer. And, oh, I have someone on Picarto. Hi there, Sasari. Yeah, so on Tapastic there are some issues as well. I hope they can sort it out. I've had a lot of follows and unfollows on Tapastic, Um, so it's turned into Instagram basically, but without the high number of people. Like, I mean, on Instagram, even at my lowest, I still get more than on other platforms. Can you hear me okay? Let's see. But yes, I hope to use Patreon like the new Facebook. Every on updates notify me, so it's much more helpful than Facebook. It's bajillion notifications unrelated to what I want to view. Yeah. It's very weird on Facebook. Like for example, I have a side account on Facebook in case my main one gets banned again, so that I can still send messages and talk to people. And on my side account, because I haven't filtered anything, like I get a whole bunch of notifications that I don't care about, and it's so disorganized and bad. I can't even use it. You can hear me good? Okay, Sasari. How have you been? How's it going? We were just talking about social media because we both have artist pages. Kairani is a singer and she has a beautiful voice. You can find her songs on YouTube, and hopefully she'll put more awesome stuff there. I have to get back to work, finish up your in our for the fairy garden and stuff. Okay, take care, Kairani. Uh, where can I see this stuff? Like, are you posting it on Instagram, or where can I see it? You posted on Discord, maybe? I think she already left. All okay, and you? Well, I'm doing good. Finishing up page 67. If I remember correctly, Sasari, you're a graphic artist, right? Thank you all for your work. We're touring schools here soon. Talk to you about it all. So it's nice to have amazing examples to show and inspire the kids with. Aw, take care, Kirani. Thank you too. Thanks for coming by. I'll be posting very rarely on Instagram and on Facebook, mostly blogging and Steemit, and updates on Patreon if the app stops crashing on me. Okay, so I'll know to look up for your updates and songs on Patreon then. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that. Coloring, yep. I think I'm done with that one. Move on to the others. So I'm putting down the base color, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, panel 7. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She counted them differently. So this is panel 3 actually. And let me just put a mask on it. I like working with a mask because it makes things easier for me down the road. And this is panel 4. I'm not an artist, I only draw things for friends. Aw, I think you're still an artist, but yeah, it's more of a hobby, I guess. I'm glad you do that for your friends. I used to draw for my friends as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, panel 5. But I didn't do comics when I was little. Like I did mostly paintings or animations because I wanted to be an animator. but it's just so much work to do an animation that I can tell a story faster if I do comics. So I kind of switched to that. And I had to learn how to do comics because I didn't know. Panel 7. I definitely find the word count very limiting in what dialogue I can have, so other things that I want to do, I'm gonna do them in a novel with a lot of illustrations, like the Game of Thrones and the Song of Ice and Fire. So I'm gonna do something more like that. Lots of text and as many illustrations as I can get in there. I definitely prefer to watch animations, but I mean, a comic you can do with two people, but an animation to do with two people the same amount of information that I'm giving in this one, I don't think it's possible in any reasonable amount of time. You know, like for animations, you're gonna die of old age before you finish it. I want to try to animate something me too, but I don't have time for now. Sad time. Yeah, it's very time consuming. And I think if you're gonna do any animation, to do very simple, uh, flat shaded and uh, to be more like how's it called? That South Park, yeah, South Park style. So I mean, if you cut the paper and do it like that, or you can, you can do it in what's it called, After Effects, for example. You can get the same effect, or in Flash, and you can get that minimalistic animation style that is acceptable for audiences. If you're a low budget, people will forgive you for doing that, and still watch your cartoon if it's funny or interesting. But for that one, like, the script has to be super solid and have interesting dialogue or something like that, because you don't have the flashy high quality animation and visuals to attract people. I mean, one of the reasons that any crappy anime still has an audience is because it looks gorgeous. They've really perfected that. And if my comic book looked better, and if I had like an army of people to help me, I'm sure I would have more subscribers and viewers. But at the moment, to get one page per week, this is the best quality that I can put it out on. And like, we're still two people working on it. Let's see, have the plate here? No, I do not. I remember it was more light colored that way. And if you ever do any animation, like what my teacher told me in school, like, start small, do something small, small, small. So that you can see the results of your labor and not quit, because that's definitely an issue. Like if you have a project that is way too big and you never get to finish it in like half a year, you might get discouraged and quit. I remember the animation I had to do for my license, and I picked something that was pretty long and ambitious, and my teacher said like, no, 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 pick something simpler, pick something shorter, do something shorter. And I was like, no, this is what I want to do, and I can do it, and I did it, but I was so exhausted. um, After I held my presentation at the exam, I went home to sleep, and I passed out for 2 days. So the last 3 weeks I had slept like 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, and I was just absolutely exhausted. I got home and I slept for 2 days. I woke up disoriented and very thirsty, and I freaked out. The people around me, they were thinking maybe we should call an ambulance. She's not waking up. So, yeah. I definitely learned not to push myself too much. I mean, I know I can do it, but I don't want to die, if you know what I mean. Because do you have the in the news with Japanese creators, like I don't know, film directors or animators that like die from exhaustion, and I don't want to die from working too much. I mean, if I die from eating too much candy, I don't think it's such a bad way to go, but to die from working too much, yeah, it's not a good death. So yeah, that was pretty hardcore for me. Definitely not doing that again. And so we had like we didn't have enough equipment. We had like only one sound studio, so we had to share it. And we would work like in the middle of the night. And I think I got it from 2 o'clock until 6 in the morning, something like that, to do the sound. Because for the exam we had to do surround Dolby digital. So in order to mix the sound surround, you have to have a studio with surround sound. And the only one we had access to, because otherwise we would have had to buy our own equipment, so we couldn't do that. Um, because for some reason, the animators had to do the sound as well. I think they thought it was educational, but there was actually more of a lack of budget for the university to have different universities to do the sound and the animation. So we were like all in one: the film editing, the sound, the animation, everything was just one university for all of them. Acting at least was a separate university. So anyway, and like at 6 in the morning I finish editing the sound, and I go home and the buses weren't working, and I didn't want to spend money on the taxi. Billy Joe, hi, says wanted to stop by and give you my support before heading out to the market. Hope you are having a terrific day. Thank you. Thank you, dear. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much for coming by. I really do appreciate it. And have a good day with the shopping. Let me write it to there so hope she sees. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Because I have a microphone on and I don't know if she can hear me. You're welcome. Have a great day. Take care. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, what I was saying, and I had to return home at 6 in the morning from the university, and there was this guy just in the middle of the road. He had taken his pants off. It was just so weird. And I was so tired I couldn't even react. I was like, okay, it's a weird day. I'm gonna go home. And it's just so weird. Like, out of all the hours you can do this, like, I don't know what he was hoping to do. But yeah. I used to live in the capital, so I mean, in a big city, in the capital, anything can happen. You can run into people like that. Another time I was in the bus and I was sitting in the bus minding my own business, returning from university. This was in the afternoon. And a guy came at me grunting and just making sounds that I couldn't really understand, and he kicked me in the shins and took my place on my seat on the bus. So yeah, the joys of living in a big city. You can find yourself in a new adventure every day. Excuse me. I'm having some pretty bad heartburns. I don't know why. I didn't used to have heartburns, but recently I keep having them. Not sure what's the cause. Must be getting old. Pie, apple pie. I think the only dessert I like cinnamon in is apple pie and porridge, but the Romanian kind of porridge. Um, so this one, and you can have like a bit of cinnamon on top, but usually it's with preserves like blueberries or strawberries. Here in the US, they put a lot of cinnamon on a whole bunch of other things, and I'm just not used to it, and it tastes really weird to me. Okay, let's see the color of the floor. Do I have it here? Yes. And the wall. It's this kind of beige color. I'm gonna turn off Niels so that I can color properly. There we go. Where was that dresser? Gotta check out my older pages. Because I can't remember from 4 weeks ago, but in the comic it's gonna be 4 pages forward, so I need to have the continuity of the colors for the furniture. I'm trying to remember, maybe it wasn't this one. I can't see very well here. Nope. Maybe here. Yep, there we go. And I'm gonna turn off Newton as well. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm keep coughing. And it's almost 4, okay. So I'm gonna be streaming for another hour. Hi June, how are you? How's it going? Can you hear me okay? Like, this brown should fit most colors. I saw your videos online about the waterfall and all of the pretty flowers. It looks so nice. Thank you for sharing. Yes, I can hear you fine. Awesome. Thanks. You're welcome. A lot of raining, so the waterfall is awesome these days. Yeah, I was looking at the vegetation because it looks so dry that I was wondering how is that sustained in the next weeks or so. Because I've seen other pictures of the area as well, and it just always looks very dry. I was curious like how easy it is for you guys to cultivate anything. I can hear the sound from here. Oh, that is so awesome. I find the sound of soothing water very pleasant. I mean, even if I sit in the bathtub, I enjoy listening to it. It's just so calming for me. And I remembered the how the sea sounded, and I always liked how the sea sounds. I wish I could live on a boat, but to be kind of Howl's Moving Castle combined with um what was it called? Um the bathhouse from from the Ghibli films. I don't know if you saw the news, but there's gonna be a Ghibli theme park, and they estimate that it's gonna be finished in 2020. So we're actually going to have a Ghibli theme park, which is awesome. And I saw some of the concept art for it, and it looks so beautiful. It seems to be everything the fans wanted, myself included. But there's still some things that I haven't seen any news on, and I would really like to have sort of cat bus to take you around the park. So I haven't seen any of that, but I hope it will be. Yeah. And what's even great news for me personally is that I managed to find the modders that expanded the desert in Stardew Valley. So in Stardew Valley, you only have one casino and a bus stop and some mining caverns. So there isn't much content there. But I managed to find a programmer that really expanded the um, map in Stardew Valley, and you're willing to work with me so that I can fill up all of that extra space there. And I was thinking of doing something like Barcelona or the Amalfitan Coast. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right because I know it's an Italian name. My parents visited it once, and they took pictures and brought them home, and it looks just so beautiful. It looks magical. What I like about the Stardew Valley community is that it's so active and there's just so much content. Like a lot of the things that I would want to put in there, they've already been done in other mods. So it's pretty much a matter of tracking down the other modders, getting permission to use their content, and then implementing it. So I think it's really neat all the potential world building you have there. And at some point I would like to kind of do a map where I don't know if you've seen, there's an area in Japan where you have like this huge blue flower field, and it looks really otherworldly. It's like really surreal in spring. So I would like to have an area like that, and then some flooded area like in Spirited Away. You know, you had um, that train that went through the water to Yubaba's twin sister home. Oh wait, that one's orange and the other one's the other one's white. So I think that would be some really neat exercise in how I manage that in the maps. Because I think this summer, if Andre has time, maybe we'll do a side scroller with Erwin, and just be a little game where he has to get sandwiches. So nothing too complicated like that. Because where I worked previously, I really didn't have to do much level building. I just did the graphic assets, and somebody else had to deal with that. And often it would be randomly generated because the management was lazy and they wanted to do the game quickly. So we had the levels be procedurally generated, and then we would say it like, oh, look at all the freedom that you have, and look at how much freedom our games give you, that it's procedurally generated, this new fancy amazing way of making levels, when actually it was just a cheap cut. So whenever I see a developer say, oh, look at how trendy and modern and hip we are, we're making the levels be procedurally generated, I'm like, no, 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 you're cheap and you're lazy. uh, I think it was the scandal with No Man's Sky, if I remember correctly. um, that they said that you can meet other characters on the map, but the map is so big that it's unlikely that you will ever meet, and some of them actually got to the same spot and they were live streaming it, and they couldn't find each other even though they were on the same planet in the same spot. And that kind of busted their marketing promises. Newton's giving Niels this stink eye. Like, this kid is suspicious. Might be one of Hook's spy. Very cute spy. Honestly, if Niels was ever actually a spy, he'd be like the most adorable little spy ever. Nobody would suspect him. But Newton had a lot of trust issues. Let's see if I can select this blue part. There we go. You're so amazing with drawing hands. I don't have as much patience with them as you. And I never like how my hands look. I mean, no matter how much I try, I'm never satisfied with how the hands look. Like, I always feel like I did them wrong, like there's something wrong with them. They're not supposed to look like that. And to be honest, I can't decide which is worse, hands or noses. I think if you're going for a realistic style, noses are worse than hands. Yeah, I mean, I can still draw hands, it's just that I'm never happy with them. I always think they look bad or they look weird. You're welcome. But yeah, um, can't decide which is worse, hands or noses. I think like they're both horrible. But when it comes to drawing anything, I would say that perspective drawing is the worst. But I can still manage it. You know, if I draw my lines properly from the beginning, then I can do decent perspective drawing. It's just that I have to, be careful and patient and but with hands, like, I always find a way to botch it. It's something, I think it's because it's something that, we're really familiar with, so we know how a hand is supposed to look like. It's just that any little mistake will show up and be really an eyesore for me anyway. I think this was Newton's eye color, something like that, like a grayish brown. And I have been like meaning to draw more hands, so I just need to find some day in which I can just stand and just draw hands and that's all. But there's always something to do, someplace I have to go to, and I've just been postponing this. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I keep drinking some water, but I think maybe the air is dry. And Niels trying to peek, see what Newton's gonna give him. He's just so adorable. The little mermaid kid you drew kind of reminds me of Niels, so I thought that was really cute. Now I can't wait for Saturday to do I'm gonna try in Paint Storm and do a more painted style like in Bastion, that video game I keep referencing, because I really like that style and I would want it for my video games and for the next book I'm working on. It's a really organic, artsy style, which I find it very pretty and also easy to change, I think. So if I can get that painted style down, I will be so happy, because I think it's really easy and quick to do and looks nice and is forgiving of any errors, I think. I don't know, might be just my impression. Tempted to make him like a mermaid, also thought about Marie. I should try Corgi Mermaid. Yeah, but how would it still be fluffy? I'm thinking. I guess you can make it like a seal. So you had that meme with sky popper, water popper, sky popper, water popper, land popper. If you know what I mean. Let me open it bigger. So you have land puppy, sea puppy, and sky puppy. I wonder if anybody's made a mermaid corgi. I think I saw in a commercial. Yeah, this one. No, it's not a commercial. Oh my god. Corgis are just so funny. They have that face and they look like they're always smiling and happy. Poor dog. Oh yeah. You should definitely do mermaid corgi. I think Isaac Newton would be that kid in school that never wants to show his homework to the lazy students. Although I think he was a bit of a rebel, like I remember reading about the fact that he caused problems from school, sorry, and he almost got kicked out of school or something like that. And they had priests at school back then, so um, I think it was his school teacher, his priest, that kind of tried to keep him in school and for him to make something of himself. I don't remember exactly the story. I read it, you know, looking for something else and came across that story. Kind of hard to, but at least there's like a lot of content regarding his life because everything was seemed to have been written back then on like a high literacy rate compared to other centuries. So I was actually relieved that I was able to find so much content on him. I really don't know what I'm gonna do for book two with Admiral Huang He. Zhang He, Hong He. Gotta figure out how to pronounce it first of all. If I can get a Chinese person to help me with some of this stuff, it would be really nice that I can talk to face and they can hear my voice and then they can correct me because through emails it's like really hard to understand how to pronounce some of these things. I think I should actually go more for the Latin reading of it. Although it sounds so different from how the Chinese actually pronounce. Oh no, it was Zhang He. So it's Zhang He, and I heard them read it Huang He. So super confusing. But I think I have a solution for the time jumps. I don't know if I told you. I think I showed you that video with the time lapse on the boat. I can't remember if I did or not. Yeah, if I had the discussion with you. Or I had it just with my husband. Walls. the wall color here. Oh, Erwin. There we go. Okay, I think I'm almost done with this. Okay. And I think I can reuse a lot of the backgrounds. Wall color. And add a little bit there. And I think I'm satisfied with the line art. I'm not gonna nitpick anymore. And I have 40 more minutes. Okay. Let's save it as Photoshop, and I'm gonna try and do as much as I can in there as well before I have to leave. Fosse tudo bem now? Okay. I'm still streaming. I got like 40 more minutes. I like to get some more stuff done. So in the previous page I played a bit with the lighting, because outside it's you know, in summer when there are a couple of little clouds and they get in between the sun and the ground, so you kind of get moments of light dark, and I try to do that here as well, just to play with the lighting a bit. Not sure if people understand this so much. I don't know if you guys caught on to that, or if it just seemed like it was weird lighting and you didn't get it. And I got my specially made brush for this. wish the brushes in Clip Studio Paint were as easy to use as in Photoshop. And we're gonna have panel 1 here. Be panel 2. Okay. I will choose a different font later on. But it'll probably be something like that. And here I can get, I think, the couch. Oh, I forgot the pillow. Gonna reset that for a hard brush so I can fill in evenly. What I like in Clip Studio Paint is that I have all of those brushes set to one side, and I can have a specific keyboard shortcut for all of those brushes, and the default I think is G for pen. Or P, I'm not sure. Anyway, I set it to B, even though it's not a brush, just because it's easier for me, and I have it like the key close to hand, while the P is on like the other side of the keyboard from my left hand. This one, after I do the shading, I will bring it here. So I'm gonna do the rest of this stuff offline, and you will see the finished page on Sunday on the Pastic. So I'm gonna end this early here because I have to go out. So thank you everyone for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and next stream will be Saturday at 11 in the morning, Michigan, USA time. So my 11 is gonna be 4 o'clock in Italy, and 5 o'clock in Romania. So thank you guys again for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye everyone.